Okay, so now we're live? Oh my god. Let me check. Oh, we just went live. Okay, sick. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the service, y'all. Welcome to the service. Rewind Cat already here. Rewind Cat. You know what? My Final Cut Pro is malfunctioning, and it's actually not even within the borders. It should say no fighting within the white box, but it's exporting outside of the white box. It's not right, brother. We need a graphics team. We need a support team here because there is just too much love. Channel it in, people. Welcome to the service. Got some very powerful sermons for y'all today. Very powerful sermons. But yeah, in the meantime, look at this upbeat, happy synthwave. It is a gratitude meditation. It is a gratitude meditation. And we're going to get started in just a minute with some powerful sermons, y'all. With some powerful sermons. Come on in. We're going to live stream it. We're going to talk to the community. See what the community has to say about it. I said we got to see what the community has to say about it. Okay, let's go. We got some fights to analyze. We're going to ring the bell. And we're going to analyze some fighting. And I'm going to say no fighting. I don't care how many times you get a nice punch in the face. No fighting means no fighting. Welcome to the service, y'all. Who else is, oh, here we go. Rewind Cat. Welcome to the service. Okay. There it is. It's picking up. It's picking up. There we go. And that's our beautiful ashram. If you're here right now, you are on the ground floor of a very exciting spiritual opportunity. Babaji Shri Amish, that's me. I am channeling. Really, I'm channeling a service every morning, 10:10 to 11:11. Get in here. Let's rip and dip. Let's raise the vibration. If you raise your own vibration, you raise the whole community's vibration. Isn't that right? Come on in. Come on in. CEB Applejack has a great question off the top. Babaji, what do you think about China rejecting the U.S. invitation for a sit-down at Shangri-La Summit? I reject any rejecting of a sit-down. Anyone who wants to do a sit-down, that's righteous. And the other time should listen. But you never know with these Americans. You know what I'm saying? These Americans are, they fight dirty and they fight kind of unfair a lot of times. So you always have to ask the question, who is righteous? Who is righteous? It's not a simple binary yes or no. I got to see what the Americans, because what did they, okay, imagine they said, okay, it's the Shangri-La thing, and then the safety protocol, and then they're like, you're not allowed to bring any security. You will defer your life to the United States. Like, you never know. They do shit like that. They all do it, though. China does it, too. They're no better. I don't think China's any better.
What can I say? Tough titties.
Sorry. But this is the world we got. You got America or you got China, and both of them...
What can I say? Tough titties.
Both of them are a couple of tough titties, if you ask me. Both of them, depending on which side of the world you're on. Actually, if you're on this side of the world, then America's great, and for the rest of you...
What can I say? Tough titties.
Tough titties for you. But if you're China, if you're depending on their upper class in the country, if you're there, then it's great. But if you're not there, then guess what?
What can I say? Tough titties.
And that's it. So this is a complex world. Life is complex. It is a complex dance of God's dance, a complex simulation where we are testing out our ability for loving kindnesses. And that's why I do have to always reject any rejection of sitting down, talking, having dinner. Generally speaking, though, I would say definitely on the side of, not on the side of China, I think. I think China sort of trolls the U.S. After the U.S. imposes sanctions. The U.S. sanctioned many Chinese, including one top military official. So China decided to appoint that sanctioned general. Yeah, I've heard about this. General as defense minister, a.k.a. no convo between two countries unless sanction was lifted. Yeah, Jagmeet, need Jagmeet to set everything straight. You know what? Jagmeet he is showing some backbone. He's showing some righteousness right now. And I do like what Jagmeet is doing. But let's get into our first topic, shall we? Let's get into our first topic, shall we? This is actually quite a fight that broke out between these two maniacs. And I gotta say, oh, came in nice. Okay, good. And bing bang, there you go. Let's see who is righteous. This is quite the fight. And then we're gonna go to comments after that. But thanks for coming, everyone. Oh, and I gotta tell you about Desi Fest yesterday. It was an amazing party. And comedy show. The comedy show was incredible. We'll do that after our first topic. Let's do our first topic. Let's ring the bell. By the way, I got a bell. Babaji got a bell. Let the fight begin. Oh,
just love with the sound of his own voice and his own attacks, but he doesn't actually check the facts.
This is the fact that the Canadian government operates like this. This is so childish. The British is even worse, apparently. Apparently, the British, they're just like, oh, fuck you. Like, they could physically hit each other. This is unacceptable. There's no corporate adult job in the world where you can just yell at your colleagues. It's unacceptable. The corporations know. They know that, like, this is unacceptable. Even in a legal setting, and a regular legal setting, you can't just be like, Your Honor, this guy's a piece of shit. You can't say that. You can say, Your Honor, this guy's doing this and that, and yeah. He loves the sound of his own voice. You can't say he loves the sound of his own voice. But of course, this is Trudeau coming back, clapping back after years of really harassment from Pierre Poilievre. Because Pierre Poilievre is a ripper. And if someone rips too hard on you, rips too righteously on you, it is like a harassment. And sometimes Trudeau does look like he could cry or something. But this is why I wanted to show this clip, because this week, he came back with some good rips. So we do want to call it fair. You know what I'm saying? Let's see how Trudeau hit him back.
For the future of the Canadian economy. On this side, we're investing in and leveraging technologies that are cutting emissions and creating good jobs in Come By Chance in Newfoundland and Labrador, for example. And we're making sure that it's no longer free to pollute while giving Canadians money back.
Honorable Leader of the Opposition.
Okay.
So, the high school drama teacher over here accuses others of liking the sounds of their own voices. This from a guy who, if he were made of chocolate, he would eat himself.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I was a high school teacher.
Sorry, but that's not a good insult. That's not a good one. I don't like these Pierre Poilievre sycophants jumping over every diss. It's like, if he were made of chocolate, he'd eat himself. Oh boy, you're so pretentious. Oh, you love yourself so much. If you didn't have those ribs in the way, you'd suck your own cock. If it was anatomically possible, he would suck his own cock. That's not an insult. Sorry, but today, you know, this is an interesting fight, because off the rip, that's not. Right now it's Trudeau 1, Pierre 0. Let's keep it going.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I was a high school teacher before getting into politics, and I'm having a little trouble remembering what exactly the job that the Leader of the Opposition had before getting into politics.
Oh, rip.
Yes, and
That is a rip on a conservative to say, like, you never had a job. You never even had a job. And so this is where the Liberals are weird. It's like, they don't just stand up and give a standing O for every dumb thing he says, but every now and then he does a good rip like that. But I don't like that, again, we're all adults, right? There's no job in the world. There's no corporation in the world where you go to work and you go, sir, this guy's full of his own ass. He loves to hear his own voice. He's an idiot. It's like, you can't, what kind of professional adults? This is why politicians are scumbags. Because it takes this is mentally ill to be like, I want to just go and yell at the guy and I'll come up with personal insults on a guy. And that's your full-time job? Very low vibration. Actually, politicians are extremely low vibration. They're extremely low righteousness, sorry. Lawyers too. Lawyers, we all know. We all kind of know that they're like, they kind of have this, like, you know, they're scumbags a little bit. Like, you know what I mean? The lawyers, they're like used car salesmen. We kind of, as a society, look at them as like, what is their morality is nothing. They're foolish. Yeah, that kind of, we see them like that. This is why. What kind of childish shit is this? And especially because the way that Trudeau does he's like such an actor. He is like this whole like joke and setup. It's so childish. It's like he's rehearsing it and now he's like acting it out. Let's see it.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I was a high school teacher before getting into politics, and I'm having a little...
This whole acting, like, it's like, I'm having a little trouble remembering what your job used to be. This is not for adults. It's too much acting. You know, you should be in... But I guess they say Washington is Hollywood for ugly people. And Trudeau going in there is like an unfair advantage because he's hot. I know he's hot. We're not going to pretend he's not. But you can... This is where I get what they mean by that. That Washington is Hollywood for ugly people. It's like... It's just it's all acting. You just have to make up any argument to insult your opponent. It's ridiculous. This is such a waste of energy. And these people are in charge of us. Can you believe this shit? I can't believe people actually say things like... You know, the politician, you know, he knows what he's doing. People just say things like that. Like Trudeau, you know, for him to be the prime minister, he knows what he's doing. Really? I don't know. Let's keep going.
Trouble remembering what exactly the job that the leader of the opposition had.
That's a good rip, though. That's a good insult on a conservative to say, like, you never even had a job. It's actually a good insult on anyone to be like, you don't even have a real job. You're just a servant. Oh, servant of the people. Get a job, you hippie. To say that to a conservative, that's very offensive, very insulting. And he deserves the applause break, but this is... You know what? We got to give it to him. Hold on. Let me get a... No. Let's go to the last round, shall we?
Yes, and he left right in the middle of the semester, and I'm having trouble remembering why.
Ooh! Oh, shit! At first, this fight's over. This is too much now. This has gone too far now. Trudeau insulted him on like you never had a job. And that's the best rip he's had all year. But this is the problem when you fight, when you escalate the fight. Now you leave yourself open for an even bigger attack from the opponent. And now this guy just roasted him. That's a hard roast. He says, I don't remember why he had to leave. The reason why Poilievre said that is because apparently, at first I thought it was a blackface that Trudeau did, so they kicked him out. They actually never kicked him out for that. It's because he has like some sexual assault allegation with a 15-year-old. Allegedly. It's all like covered up. But it's apparently because of this, because Poilievre did the... You know, it's weird. It's like you come in for a fight and then you are exposing yourself. You're escalating a fight. So it's almost like two countries, right? Like if you start shooting missiles, then they're going to shoot missiles. Yeah, you don't escalate the fight. This is a very low vibration here. You know what I'm saying? We're meant to love, not to fight. And these people are professionally fighting all day. It's both sinners.
Leader of the opposition continues on his personal and his partisan attacks.
Come on, you did too. See, this is their... I can't believe this. This is all just theater. Not one of these lines has been a genuine, like, productive line that can solve something or get something done. It's just meaningless. This is... If you work with someone like this, you'd be like, get rid of this fucking idiot. They're stupid. They're just coming in and yelling at people. It's unacceptable. You can't in a corporation. Imagine you worked at the bank and you go in and you're like, I don't like this guy. Hey, Mr. CEO, this person is full of their own hot air. They love to hear the sound of their own voice. Can you imagine in a corporate situation? You go, this bitch loves the sound of her own voice. If she was made of chocolate, she'd eat herself. This is, like, we have to do some work. We have work to do today. We're not getting into a fight. This is ridiculous.
I'm sorry.
You can tell Trudeau's feelings are hurt on that one. You can tell he just comes in ripping. He came in ready to... Oh, man. He probably thought of that. Because they've been arguing with this shit for years now. It's been 2-3 years of Poilievre just harassing him. So he's got to have these comebacks ready. So this one, they just thought of the comeback. Yes, I was a high school drama teacher. Because the guy brings it up all the time. Yes, I was a high school drama teacher. I'm having a bit of a hard time remembering what the opposition's job was. This is, we're adults. But you can tell difference between the last round and this round. Look, this one, he's cocky.
I was a high school teacher before getting into politics, and I'm having a little trouble remembering what exactly the job that the leader of the opposition had before getting into politics.
Yes.
He was proud.
I'm sorry.
And then this one, he got his feelings hurt.
On his personal and his partisan attacks, we're going to continue.
Now he goes personal, partisan. He's attacking you.
I'm sorry. What part? I have a question for all of you to reflect on. I don't want anybody to shout the answer out. This is not a question.
They're just yelling, child molester, trying to fuck a 15-year-old. Fuck you, Epstein. This guy's on Epstein's Island. Trudeau, okay, so we got to look into this, though. Trudeau sex scandal. A fake Trudeau Justin sex scandal went viral. Okay. Justin Trudeau sexual harassment. Groping. Anonymous groping allegation. Is this it? This is 2018. Come on. Anonymous groping. Come on, guys. Hold on. Let's go. False. Okay, Snopes. Snopes will have it. Okay, wait. Let me see if you guys can see this. Did Justin Trudeau... Snopes legit? What do people think? Snopes is legit, right? We got a good source here. Is this a good source? Did Justin Trudeau stop teaching at a Vancouver private school under the cloud of a sexual scandal? Days before Canada's 2019 federal election, rumors emerged about the future Prime Minister's 2001 departure from the West Point Grey Academy. Okay, in 2001, this guy's like, look at me. You think I need to grope? You think I need to grope? In 2001, Justin Trudeau left his teaching job at West Point Grey Academy after having a sexual relationship with either a student or a student's mother. Unproven. Interesting. In October 2019, we received multiple inquiries from readers about the veracity of reports that Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was about to be embroiled in a major sex scandal involving his tenure as a teacher at West Point Grey Academy in Vancouver between 1998 and 2001. On October 7th, for example, in the Buffalo Chronicle website published an article under the headline, Trudeau is rumored to be in talks with an accuser to suppress an explosive sex scandal, which reported that less than 2 weeks ahead of the federal elections that have already been looking conclusively grim for Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, rumors of an explosive sex scandal are percolating. They're percolating. Rumors of a little sex scandal, they're percolating. At the highest echelons of Canada's media establishment. Ottawa's longest tenured political observers had been expecting a career-ending expose in Saturday's edition of the Globe and Mail, but the story never came. Sources are now telling the Chronicle that Trudeau is in private talks with the principal source of that piece to suppress explosive sex allegations that, if made public, would likely force Trudeau to resign his office. The thing is that he does have the connections with the media. Like, the media does love him, and then he is, like, people say that he's basically from this part of Canada called the Laurentian. There's, like, this thing called the Laurentian group, and they're basically the oligarchs. They're the lizard people. I don't think lizard people are real, but I think lizard people is a metaphor for oligarchs, people who are rich, so rich that they're detached from real community and people in society, but they know each other, and they can kind of help each other out. And they're lizard-like like that. Because you know how lizards are kind of like... They're like in their own world, but they're tough. That's, I think, that's what the metaphor is. I don't think lizard people are literally real, but I do think... Yeah. Trudeau's accuser is said to be a former student at West Point Grey Academy and the daughter of a wealthy Canadian businessman. Sources tell the Chronicle, well, not wealthy enough to go after Trudeau. Sources tell the Chronicle that she is being represented by counsel and is being offered monetary compensation in exchange for a pending, but not yet signed, non-disclosure agreement. Oh, no. On October 6th, a Facebook page called The Global Informer posted a meme featuring a photograph of Justin Trudeau along with the claim, ended teaching job due to having inappropriate relations with a student. That's a hard rip on Pierre Poilievre to be like, because basically the biggest diss was like, I don't know what your job was before you became a politician. And I was a teacher. Yes, I was a teacher. I'm having trouble remembering what his job was. And then he comes back with like, yeah, you were a teacher. And I wonder why you had to quit. Ooh, child molester. Whatever. Facebook blocked us from sharing the information coming from Twitter into groups while trying to expose this. So here is something to lighten the evening. Trudeau must go. Trudeau NDA. On September 30th, the Canadian magazine Frank, which publishes a mixture of political satire, news, and gossip, posted an article reporting a slightly different version of the rumor. Another account has it that Trudeau left the school in a hail of bullets because he'd been getting a leg over with a certain Gloria W., who also happened to be the mother of one of his students. Then Gloria's husband took his sad tale of cuckoldry to school brass. Trudeau fessed up and resigned. Oh, man. So basically, wow, this is interesting because there's two things that could be happening here. Either this is true, or this is a cover-up story for banging the student. And if you think about it, it's a perfect cover story for banging the student, because banging the student, that's wrong, that's whatever. But banging a teacher, when you're this fucking hot, you're sexy Trudeau, and you banged one of the students' moms, and then her husband got jealous and wanted to get rid of you, that's what it's really about. Okay. But it's a mixture of political satire, news, and gossip. Okay, interesting. As the website Canadaland reported, the evidence-free rumors of Trudeau's alleged sexual relations with either a student or a student's mother were accompanied by additional evidence-free rumors that the Liberal Party Prime Minister had attempted to cover up the story. Right, so Canadaland says that none of this is substantiated. Okay, interesting. On October 4th, the Canadian columnist and political consultant Karen Kinsella tweeted out a photograph of Trudeau posing alongside several young women, an image that reportedly came from the 2000 edition of the West Point Grey Academy yearbook. Kinsella hinted that the next day's Globe and Mail newspaper might feature a related story about the Canadian Prime Minister, writing, I always encourage people to read the Toronto Sun naturally, but they might also want to read the Globe and Mail tomorrow. My spidey sense is tingling. Okay. I always encourage people to read the Toronto Sun naturally, but they might also want to read the Globe and Mail tomorrow too. My spidey sense is tingling. Warren Kinsella. Okay, I don't really get what that's about. Okay. Okay, so basically, whoever tweeted out the picture is saying that tomorrow it's either going to be in the Sun or it's going to be in the Globe and Mail. Okay, fine. When no such story emerged on October 5th, some observers claimed that this was evidence that Trudeau or his representatives had sought to suppress its publication, or that a non-disclosure agreement was hastily being arranged in order to silence the person with whom Trudeau was purported to have had a sexual relationship. Hence the Buffalo Chronicle's claim, quoted above, about the non-appearance of an expected Globe and Mail piece on the putative scandal. The putative scandal? What's putative? Can someone tell me what putative is? And we're going to go to comments in a section. Canadian political reporters were certainly looking into the West Point Grey Academy rumors in early October 2019, October 9th. Nothing had emerged publicly to substantiate the rumors. Okay, so... Oh, this is a long article. Conclusion. Okay, fine. No publicly... That's nice. They should all have conclusions. Just tell me the fucking thing. No publicly available evidence supports any claim that Trudeau had a sexual relationship with either a student or a student's mother while he was teacher at West Point Grey Academy between 1998 and 2001, nor that such an episode contributed to his departure from the school's teaching staff. The reports and social media posts which made that claim either did not cite any sources or cited only anonymous and unspecified sources. So look, it's basically good insults back and forth. You know what I'm saying? It's good insults because here's the thing. If Pierre Poilievre said, yeah, but he molested a kid, then you're in trouble. But Pierre Poilievre said, oh yeah, and I wonder why he had to leave.
Would eat himself.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I was a high school teacher.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, if I didn't have these ribs in the way, I would just bend over and suck my own cock every night. But that's not possible. What is this insult? if he loves the sound of his own voice. If he was made of chocolate, he'd eat himself. Pierre, it's there. You know, it just shows you that they're not doing their jobs and they're just writing insults on each other. And then they're even performing it all. Like it's all performative. Like he says it, then everyone else will be like, oh, he would eat himself. If he was made of chocolate, he'd eat himself.
This from a guy who, if he were made of chocolate, he would eat himself.
If he was made of chocolate.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I was a high school teacher before getting into politics, and I'm having a little trouble remembering what exactly the job that the leader of the opposition...
It's all acting. The acting is so bad, too. It's like if this was on a TV show, people would be like, hey, don't act it so much. Just talk naturally. But he's such a bad actor. I'm having a little trouble remembering what his job was. Pretend you're an adult and you're doing an adult's job instead of just going to fight with each other. What the hell are these insults? Standing O.
Yes, and he left right in the middle of the semester, and I'm having trouble remembering why.
Ooh! Oh, shit! It's perfect. I mean... On the level of being genuine and okay, I gotta say the first insult was not good enough. Then this insult on him, that like you didn't even have a job. That's like a good hit. That's like a good hook. But then, after the hook, you're left open, and then Poilievre came back with a BAM! And now Trudeau, like usual, looks like he's gonna fucking cry. Because he is just getting harassed by this Poilievre guy every day. Because Pierre Poilievre like brings up his personal life, these insults. I mean, Trudeau's trying to hit back. He's doing his best with the like, you didn't even have a job, but like, it's not. You know, he went for a hard swing, and and he got one in the chin, and that's fine.
On his personal and his partisan attacks, we're going to continue to deal with.
I'm sorry. What part? I have a question for all of you to reflect on.
This judge is so goddamn stupid, too. This judge should be saying, hey, idiots, what the hell are we talking about today? You're not allowed to say that he loves himself so much he'd eat himself. And you're not allowed to say he never had a job before this. Be a fucking professional. Come in here and talk about the politics, the issue that you came to talk about. That's what this idiot judge should be doing. But instead, this judge is just like such a... It's a play. The whole thing is a stupid play. It really is Hollywood for ugly people. It's a bunch of ugly people doing a play. And of course, the leader of the uglies is the pretty boy, Trudeau. And Pierre Poilievre's kind of pretty too. The leader has to... even amongst the uglies, they'll let the pretty one rise up. But like, it really is Hollywood for ugly people. It's all acting. I'm having a little trouble remembering what his job used to be. Come on. Can you imagine?
I don't want anybody to shout the answer out. This is not a question I want an answer.
Don't shout the answer out. This is like the epitome of a bad teacher. Okay, so does everyone know what we did wrong today? I don't want to tell you, and I don't want to hear the answer, but think about it. What did you do today? What was the wrong thing you did today?
To reflect on. I don't want anybody to shout the answer out. This is not a question I want an answer. What part of while somebody is speaking, we sit quietly and listen, do we not understand? Write me an email if you want, once we're done, and you can explain to me, because I don't understand that.
I've looked through the...
This guy, I mean, maybe it's just not his job, but he needs to do, I was saying this yesterday too, it's like he needs to like stop them when they're actually getting stupid. When they're just doing personal insults, he should be coming in and being like, no, you're not allowed to say that he never had a job. You're not allowed to say that he would eat himself of his chocolate. You're not allowed to say that. Get to a point. We're not going to sit here for 5 hours and hear you two bicker, you idiots. Get to your political point.
History of Parliament, and there was one case where the Speaker decided that he had had enough of question period and he left. In fact, the entire sitting was adjourned for around 30 minutes, and I'm really in the mood for that today, so I'm going to ask the Prime Minister to start over from the beginning. I have a hypothesis.
Start over from the beginning.
This is for you, Mr. Speaker. Why you're seeing this behavior in the House? Have we ever seen a Prime Minister who has so little worthiness of the functions that he occupies? Illegal election funding, industrial espionage, Trudeau Foundation.
Yeah, this is a little more substantial because Trudeau does have 3 ethics violations, and now he's got this thing with the Chinese government where they gave him $200,000 to his fund, the Trudeau Foundation. Don't call it the Trudeau Foundation. You idiots. You can't call it the Trudeau Foundation. Say the Greater Good Foundation. Say Canada Rises Foundation. Let's Make Canada Great Again Foundation. Anything. You call it Trudeau Foundation, and then you're surprised that people are like, hey, this is corruption.
Contempt for intelligence services and many, many other problems. We know so much about the reasons for which we should be asking for a real public inquiry, not for this buddy-buddy act with his friend. When will this Prime Minister put an end to these policies that are harmful for Quebec and very, very, very helpful to China?
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to ask the Honourable Prime Minister to stop for a second. We had started getting better. Now all of a sudden everybody's getting excited again. Maybe it's because the end of question period is coming, and maybe I'll just skip to the last question and then work my way back, and that might work out better.
What? So childish that they even have like a principal figure. So it's basically like a childhood fight. There's like, this guy's poo-poo head. This guy's a dum-dum. He's an idiot. They're just yelling. And then the teacher's there like, do we want to start it all over again? Do we want to stay here until 4 o'clock? Detention? No talking. And you disrupted the class. You'll stay until 4 o'clock. These are adults.
But I'm going to let the Prime Minister continue, and we'll see if I have to resort to that. The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
What an idiot, dude. What is this? Let's go to break time. Imagine you guys are like, hey, yo, we can't hear a goddamn thing from this. Well, I hope not. But we're going to find out in 1 second, aren't we? We're going to find out in 1 second. There you are. There you are. Hey, they need to watch interviews with The Rock if they want to perform better. Yeah, the interviews with The Rock. But the thing is that an acting performance does not create a good job performance. You know what I'm saying? Like, are we really, do we want to encourage these people to be better actors? Or do we want to encourage these people to, you know, get together to get some work done? Right? Because this is why they all say that, I'll tell you, in the scale of righteousness, politics is very low because it's all fighting. The whole job is just fighting with the other guy. It's not about helping people. It's not, I mean, people get into it for that reason, but even they say about all these left-wing revolutionaries, as soon as they get power, they become pieces of shit. So what does that leave us? Do nothing? No, it's not that you do nothing. According to the meditation people, the Zen people, they say you have to participate in life, but you basically make your life better. And the system grows out of that. That's kind of their attitude. Their attitude is like anyone who's going out to like, I'm going to go fix them, I'm going to go fix this, it does become toxic at some point. And you can't fix everything. And if you see people who are doing too much, like, I'm so good, I have to fight for Canada or whatever, they always have a delusion. Like, they're so negative that they have this delusion that they're helping everyone, but really they're actually taking a lot of shit out for themselves. It's kind of reminds me of, like, these people who, like, run festivals in Toronto. Look, it's amazing festivals. I love the festivals. But then I remember I was talking to someone years ago. I do a lot of festival shows. And years ago, I was talking to someone, and then they were telling me about all the beef because I was like, oh, it's a festival, it's a community, everyone comes together, you love organizing this for everyone. And then as soon as I talked to them in private, they're like, yeah, well, until the idiots they gave that other festival money, those idiots don't know what the hell they're doing. The crap that I saw there, I said, this is unacceptable. We got to get all the money. We need to shut those idiots down. They're pathetic. And it's like, you're running a festival. It is like different religions fighting. You know, in the end, it's like the people who are supposed to be here to love God and to tell you to love God, they end up murdering everyone. You know what I'm saying? It's always opposite. Because if you think about that's why Osho says politicians and the priests are the biggest sinners. Because they're the ones going out to do good, and then it ends up backfiring, and then they're the biggest sinner. It's part of the system. It's interesting. It's an interesting part of the system. Babaji, not on topic, but you just reminded me. Have we ever discussed Zelensky's acting career? He starred in a whole TV show until July 2019. Yeah, Nachama. I have talked about it a bunch of times. And dude, have you seen Zelensky's TV show? It's basically literally what's happening right now in the country. That's what the TV show's about. If you watch Zelensky's TV show, he's basically pre-acting out everything that he's going through now, but in a comedy. Because basically what the show is, the premise of the show, is that he's actually a teacher in it, and he just does righteous rips, kind of like what I'm doing here. And this is what we need. We need someone to take one of my rips and make it go, like cut it out, and then it goes viral or something. That's the game. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of what I need to start doing. I think tomorrow I'm going to start editing clips. I just have a busy day today and yesterday. But it's basically like he's a high school teacher or something like that. Someone brings up something about Russia and the Ukraine government, and he does a righteous rip. And someone grabs the video, puts it on TikTok, goes viral. The president in Ukraine, the government, they come to him and they're like, we saw your rip. We saw your rip. It was righteous. We saw you. You spoke your truth to power. You killed it. You're great. We're the powerful people. Just take it. Just take it. You can run it better than us. That's basically the premise of the show, which is such a fantasy premise. It's such a classic comedy premise. I feel like where you basically find a situation where you put the bottom person in charge of everything. So anyway, he's like a high school teacher. He's in charge of the country. The whole first season is about how everyone he knows is corrupt and they're all trying to steal money. Like his own people in the TV show, his own people are stealing money. Because apparently Ukraine is the most corrupt country in Europe. You know, including all the Eastern European countries, I guess they're the most corrupt. But they might just have the most money because they are a big economy and they have more money. It's like, you know, you can do corruption at scale, and maybe that's why their corruption numbers are so high. But higher than India. We looked at a chart a little while ago. Ukraine's higher than India. I'm just saying. It's okay. No judgment. No judgment. But it is something worth noting. Nachama Gluck, $10 for the congregation. Thank you, Nachama. I appreciate $10. Wow, $10? Thank you so much. Chipko says, damn, YouTube is broken. Hello, Amish and Buttercups. Well, guess what? I don't think we've done one Buttercup today. Guess what, y'all? Guess what?
Well, we're just a little buttercup, aren't we?
We are just a little Buttercup. Well, so we just did a good full analysis, I feel like, on that. The only other thing I wanted to show you guys, his father was prime minister. He is trying to act like a normal citizen. James Dean says his father was prime minister and he is trying to act like a normal citizen. Yeah, you think so? You think... I think he is trying, Trudeau, but I don't think it's working. Like, he doesn't come across as a real human being to a lot of people. But I think girls, apparently his numbers with women are very high. And honestly, I think they just got googly eyes for him. I think they're just fucking horny. I think Canada's full of a bunch of horny fucking girls. They're not getting banged. And they look at Trudeau saying something nice and progressive, and they're like, I like him. Apparently, girls love Trudeau. And I'm a little disappointed. I always thought girls were less shallow than that. I always thought girls were the kind of people that were like, hey, we don't care about looks that much. But I think in politics, they do care about looks. You know, it's weird. It's like girls, I find that a good-looking guy is not a guarantee of banging, but they do kind of like want to follow them and do what they say in other areas, I feel like. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But apparently Trudeau's killing it with women, and men don't like him in Canada. That's where the numbers are falling out there, which really just goes to show me that these Canadian women are thinking with their vaginas. Don't think with this. Hey, ladies, don't think with that. Think with that. Right? What do the women here think? Sophia Gibson is here. What do you think of this psycho? Of this Trudeau? What do you think? Does the good looks? Do his good looks? Do his vaginal appeals overtake the mind? Or do you think he's kind of a pussy? Because he sounds like such a pussy. You know what I mean? Like, he does sound like he just sounds fake. Like, he sounds like a young kid who's unsure of himself. You know, like an 18-year-old kid who's doing something big, but they're not sure themselves. So every sentence is like, well, I went over there and I told the guys that that's not acceptable, guys. Right? So it's like, it's a simple thing that you learn in public speaking. Like you're supposed to end your sentences hard like a fucking meh. You're not supposed to end your sentences with like, right? And then I went to the store, and then he did this, and then in that breathe in that he does, it's just show it. It actually comes across as very weak and low status to me, and that's according to someone who has seen a lot of these like speaking classes. It's like there's a certain way you're supposed to speak to project authority, and you're not supposed to talk like this, right? It's like when you guys come in here, you know I'm in charge. You know I'm in charge. Oh, God, that's some great news. I got to go soon, guys. Thank you for coming, though. This is a Go Stories by Noir A. Blanc V on the drip. Drip, 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 rip and dip. And this song is from the YouTube Creator Library for free. Thanks for coming, everyone. Uchiha 420. Hey, Uchiha, guess what?
Wow, we're just a little buttercup, aren't we?
Look, Trudeau is a criminal. That's why Polyev is on him so much. Trudeau killed his brother, dude. No, don't say he killed his brother. They killed his brother. Look, he's a criminal in the sense, not a criminal. He has three ethics violations, and this Chinese thing might be a fourth ethics violation. Uchiha, keep it civil. Don't become like them, Uchiha. 420? You have 420 in your name, and you're partisaning like this. You're taking sides like this. Trudeau's life in prison and only got a rip. He's okay. Uchiha 420, have forgiveness in your heart. Okay, they're all scumbags, but they're all like idiot kids. They're just going to work every day and yelling at each other. It's unacceptable. Glad to finally catch the service live. Thanks, Hamslam Mullah. Hamslam Mullah? Wow, what a name. We have the Muslim community here also.
Wow, we're just a little buttercup, aren't we?
Muslim community also here. That's like the biggest shout out for a Babaji is if they're like, Christian coming, Muslim coming, I just talking truth. God come inside, I talk. That's it. Muslim is coming. Why Muslim coming? Because it is too good. Because nectar is on my tongue. And nectar is on my tongue and in your ear. Because we have a Muslim. For the congregation, $10 Nachama Gluck. Thank you so much, Nachama. We appreciate it. Actually, I do want to show you something. What I did last night. I did some very righteous activities last night. Extremely righteous activities. And I'm going to show you actually real quick. Real quick. Oh, yeah, I'll show you some stories from it. How about that? How about that, y'all? This is from Desi Fest. This is the festival I went to yesterday. By the way, I told this girl, brown girl, I'm like, hey, I'm doing this comedy show. It's called Desi Fest. You got to come watch it, whatever. You got to come. And she goes, Desi Fest? Oh, no, that's too white. That's too brown for me. I'm too white for that. Desi means brown, like South Asian subcontinent. And they're having a festival. And I did the opening night comedy party. So I hosted it and I booked the acts. And they were honestly incredible show. The whole thing was incredible. This is pre-party. This camera guy was there. But that's me. There I am. Yep. Just, this, and that's the organizer of the event, and that's his daughter. She DJs. So this is a great community event.
I'm coming in hot.
He hosts the whole festival. Great guy. And then this is more Desi Fest launch party. It was incredible. 17 years he's been doing this. This is Hershon Aurora.
King Charles is going to go somewhere and someone's going to be like, are you an immigrant? And someone's going to be like, well, my dad is Greek, so you never know.
Rajini Nathan. Abdullah Islam. I was actually very proud that I brought this guy because I didn't want to say it to him. I felt weird telling him, but I think I booked a bunch of acts and I'm like, we have to get a Pakistani person on the show. With what they're going through, we have to have a Pakistani person. So I told Jesse, the other guy on the show, and I'm like, dude, do we know anyone? This is a community. This is a community. But anyway, the guy killed it. This guy killed it, man. Just destroyed.
Nice, man. This is exciting. I'm happy to be here.
What a great set. Harpreet.
Morgan Freeman with the narrating voice. People are super nice.
Jesse went on last. It was a great show. Packed. Such a good vibe in there too. It was a great show last night. I think some people came from the TV show that I act on. Someone came from there because they just automatically buy 10 tickets and then they give it out to people in the corporation. Can you believe? They're so rich. They have so much money that now they have to do stuff like that to be like, okay, we got to, be fair to everyone. Give out the money. No, I did, like, honestly, it's like, I remember when I was growing up, I'd go to these Patel conventions, and they sucked, and there'd always be a guy in the corner, just like one guy would be there, and I think I've told you guys this before, but I was telling him yesterday too, there would always be like one guy, he's like, Amish, too many Muslim. What we gonna do about Muslim? I don't care, you guys have to do it. You guys, the kids. It's like when we're 15, like he's trying to tell us like, you guys are the ones who are gonna have to live with them. They're having a lot of kids. What are the boys going to do? What are you going to do? You got to do something about the Muslims. So maybe I have a little bit of Hindu guilt. But anyway, he killed it. Great show. But he was saying before the show, Abdullah was telling me that a lot of these Indian festivals, he's like, they don't ask Pakistani people to come. I'm like, come on. That's why I believe it. When people say there's caste system discrimination in America, I'm like, of course. You can't get the slave owner mentality out of these fucking people's heads, man. They're fucking slave owner people. They think like a slave owner. A lot of people coming from India, they think like a caste. It's like so ingrained that certain people, they're just like, no, this is... And especially right now with what's happening in Pakistan. You know how many people in India right now, when Pakistan, they have a flood. They have like government breakdown. They're going after Imran Khan right now. And people in India are like, hey, good, stupid Muslim. Because they stupid Muslims. This is stupid. Good, dead. Pakistan dead. That's what a lot of people say that. And it's rude and it's wrong. And it's a very low vibration. You know that we count that as very low vibration. To have fear, to feel division, anger towards others, that's very low vibration. The high vibration is a more loving, inclusive attitude. That's why all this fighting is foolish. In politics, in the religions, all this fighting is foolish, people. And that's why we got to raise the vibration, make sure people don't think like that. You know what? I got to go. I got a busy day today. I'm surprised I've done this every day for this many. This is insane. I was thinking about doing a single rip topic, though, too, because today we just did one topic and we got right into it. And maybe that's good for the algorithms and everything. Maybe that's good. So let's let that rip sit. And maybe if there's 1 minute rips, hey, could you guys give me 1 minute rip time codes? No, it'll come. But let me just say what's up to the congregation one last time. And I'm going to get out of here, y'all. I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for coming. Sophia Gibson, yes, even though... Okay, wait. So at Sophia Gibson. Okay, Sophia Gibson. Also, Matthew 18:6 can be interpreted as Jesus coming out against priests who harm children. The full quote is too long for YT. Really? How come you're thinking about that right now? Because you're not going to believe this, Sophia. Sophia, this is insane that you're saying that right now. Because you know what my next topic is going to be? It's going to be this one, but look what's on this page. No. What the hell, man? There it is. Jesus said, "Truly I say to you, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven." Yes, we are all supposed to be but like children, innocent like children. And the reason I actually have this quote up, because the next topic we're going to do is we're going to review this Guruji right here. This guy, have you guys seen this guy? Damn it.
Men. My wife always says this: if a man-eating lion got loose in the United States of America, it would starve to death because there aren't any men to eat.
That's such a dumb quote. First of all, it's like the logic is dumb, because the lion would actually eat all of us, because we are not in that sense real men anymore. We can't fight a fucking lion. I mean, nobody could ever fight a lion. Between a human and a lion, you're dead. But maybe now more than that. Maybe now a little more softer. Maybe we don't have the guns. Maybe we don't have it. So if anything, the lion would eat really well if it was unleashed in the West. Really anywhere in the West, the lion would just eat and eat until the cops came. Yeah, but this is ridiculous, I find, because there is this Christian mentality, and in Hinduism too, it's the conservatives in the religion. They want the men, they're like, why aren't the men straight and getting everyone pregnant and having more Hindus? We need more Hindus, and that's basically like a lot of conservative mentality. We need more Christians, get them pregnant.
I traveled through the Middle East. I traveled through Asia. I traveled through Africa. I see 15-year-olds, 14-year-olds, 16-year-old men. And I come back here and I find 35-year-old boys.
35-year-old boys.
There needs to be a wake-up call. A wake-up call.
Keep listening. It gets even better.
But it is not gathering you together and turning you into some kind of self-willed, self-strengthening soldier. We don't need that kind of men. We need men who depend upon Christ and seek to be conformed to the image of Christ and are dedicated to Christ.
If you want to learn how to be a man of God, click follow or subscribe.
But I don't know, then you have this where it's like, maybe he does mean this then, I don't know. Maybe he means like, if you want to get into heaven, you have to be but like a child. You have to be but like a child. All right, I'm going to go, though. I really got to go. Things are building up. But you know what? This is building up. Every day gets better, and I can't do it without you, my dearest congregation here. Guess what? Guess what you guys are? Guess what, pal?
Well, we're just a little buttercup.
We are just a little buttercup. The whole lot is. The whole lot is. So thanks for coming. I do need to make a thumbnail that I can start sharing on Instagram. So today I'll share on Instagram, and I'll get everyone in here. SP Morten Bruning Hoy says, LOL, that quote doesn't make sense. What, to enter the kingdom of heaven, you must be like a child? It totally makes sense. They mean be like a child, like innocent, not holding grudges, not mad at anyone, joyful, loving, appreciative of whatever comes, like a child. Because adults have a lot of trauma and a lot of bitterness and negativities installed in, and that's what makes a lot of people adults. It's like this like traumatizations. You could say being an adult is a bunch of traumatizations into being, so I got to be serious and I got to do this and that, I got to fight and whatever. And then as people get old, they kind of go back to being like a child again. Seniors are like children too. Amish, what's your religion? Well, it's not really a religion, but I do love Buddha. Isn't that right? Yes, very much. He loves Buddha too much. Oh my God. So. Rewind Cat says, reject modernity, embrace masculinity. I love those videos. What is this? Okay, so see, Applejack is getting the quote correctly here. To enter into the kingdom of heaven, you have to not be a lizard person and smell like sulfur. Yeah, it's true. And by lizard person, it doesn't mean little lizard person, but just this corporate mentality. You know, corporates are lizardy. Don't you find? Corporates and like just middle management people who are like, well, I bought the property and the value went up. What can I do if you're poor? It's nothing. I have done nothing. Like there is that is lizardy. When you start detaching yourself from the greater society and you just start thinking about like, well, I made a profit, so I have to take the money. And now, yeah, 200 million people are dead in India. But I had that's right. Bill Gates, is he literally a lizard person? But it's a very lizard-like attitude. It's just me, survival. And like after you've made it all and you're still being like that, it's very lizardy. It's very, I don't know. If I'm not a lizard person, what's the point? SP? Oh, because the lizard person is living so low in their vibration that they cannot feel the love and the light. You know, they cannot feel it. They're actually completely blocked from all of it. They've got so many love blockers up. They're so low in their vibration and they have so many love blockers up that they're living in lack, fear, negativity. The quality of their day-to-day life is very negative and you know, lonely. They have depression. they have to like jerk off to, you know, like these are the kinds of people that would get a hooker and be like, I just want you to poo on me. And you're like, you're not, if you were normal, you would enjoy sex. But they're so lizardy that they're like, can I put my, can I lick your feet before you take a shower? Before you take a shower, I have to lick your feet clean. And if you could start peeing on me while I do it, that will suffice for me. That will give me the orgasm that I am paying you to deliver. Thank you. That's the kind of stuff they would do. It's all they're twisted. That's what I mean. Lizard. There's so many love blockers up. So many love blockers up that they want to do weird twisted stuff like that. They can't even do just a hey man. You know, sometimes I feel like a little bit weird. Like I'm just a regular D and V guy. You know what I'm saying? I just like to put D into V. Just a regular D and V guy. Plain Jane, boring guy. Simple guy. I just want to take my D, make it hard, put it in a V. That's it. And I like if the girl's hot. I kind of like that too. Sorry, just a boring, simple D and V guy. But to be a D and V guy, you got to be operating at like at least 5 or 6, right? So to just be a regular guy. But when you start getting into that real negativity, you know, where it's like, well, that's the lizard people. The lizard people are like, well, I won't get an erection unless you take a big poo-poo on my head. So eat up. I'm paying you to eat. Eat all the food. Something like that. You know what I mean? Like the girl comes in, she's like, okay, it's really good. Thank you. She's eating and eating. Yeah. Make that poop. Make it. And you're going to poop it on my head. It's the only way I can get an erection. I have $10 billion and I can't find happiness. Oh, God. That's what happens, you know? Morten Bruning-Hoy says, I understand that quote. Now, thanks. Oh, right. Yeah, Morten, they're saying, yeah, don't be like a guy who has to pay someone to shit on them to get an erection. That's all it is. Because that's where it goes when you get too lizardy. Whereas when you're simple and joyful and fun, then, yeah, you have like more of a, that, you know, like this, in this morality, when I say right, this is righteousness. Being like a child is actually highest righteousness. Innocent, no love blockers up. You know, like they'll cry, they do cry, but they cry just from being in the moment. Like this girl's living in our house right now. She just cries. She's so happy. She's so happy that I think she runs out of the dopamine and then she'll just start crying. And like for 2 minutes, she'll just cry and then she'll just come back. You know what I'm saying? I'll show you a clip. So cute, man. I don't know if it's here still, but this kid is adorable. No, it's all gone. Damn it. How do I get my old stories? Stories no longer available. I gotta show you this. This is amazing. Story archives. Add tools. Where do I go to the archives? It's not here. Your activity? They're gone. They're gone. Listen, next time I'll show it to you. Tomorrow, follow my Instagram account. So cute. But that is like being like a child. And then if you're too, yeah. And then the extreme of being negative is like a lizard person. Is how they describe lizard people. They're just so deep in negativity and like whatever that. Honestly, like you got a perfectly good hooker. Can you imagine having just a hot fucking great hooker there? And you got, it's, the money's not an issue and they're good. And then you're just like, okay, I need you to eat 5 burritos, take a shit on my head, and then punch me in the nuts. And while I'm down and out, I need you to squat over and take a big dump on me. Or I'm not paying you 1 penny. Lizard. Anyway, thanks for coming, everyone. I do appreciate you. Thanks a lot. Without you, I'm just a crazy person. Ranting in the wind, ranting into the ether. But it's 11:11, and Energy's come in and it's coming into you. So go out and have a good day, people. Have a good goddamn day. We'll be back tomorrow. Wow, 2 donations today. Very good, Karmas. 2 donations, 2 donos. DKK20. Let's see what that DKK do. What's DKK? Okay, cool. No, that's great. That's great. So you're Danish krone. DKK, Danish krone. That's very nice, dude. Appreciate it. Martin Brunning. That's no wonder you have that stuff in your name. Because you are Danish. Danish! Thanks for coming. Jackknife, Shooting Star. Shooting Star. I think, is this your first time? Well, guess what? Shooting Star, you are just a little buttercup. Jackknife, what do you think? You might be a crazy person even with us after hearing that hooker story. Jackknife. See, Jackknife is like, well, after hearing that you wouldn't pay a hooker to take a big dump on you, maybe you are a weirdo guy. Right, guys? Who doesn't want to pay a nice hooker to take a dump on you? Right? Jason, thanks for coming. Shooting Star. Sophia Gibson got that ranch. Watching out for these sinners. Applejack 59 with that ranch. Looking out for sinners. Chipko, thanks for coming. Chipko says Amish is going to get lucky today. Go, Amish. Chipko, did I forget to get you your ranch? Chipko, let me take care of your ranch. I gotta get you that ranch, brother. I think it's because I couldn't find... Okay, if you could send me a link to your actual YouTube page on Instagram, I can just make you the thing. Because if I look for it, there's too many other people named Chipko. Unless I'm missing something. And then from here, it's not letting me just link over to your page. So, Zerify, thank you. LMFAO, hey ladies. The Chama Gluck gave us $10 for the congregation. Well, guess what?
Wow, we're just a little buttercup.
That is correct. We'll be back tomorrow with some powerful karmas. Thanks for coming in, everyone.